Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel with multi-apping DoorDash, Grubhub, and Walmart Sparks. If you like my channel, feel free to like my channel with all the information that I'm providing to you. And I hope, let's try to fix this right here, and I hope that all the information that I give you on deliveries works very well for you. So I haven't been on here for a very long time, basically the summer. Now the summer is basically coming to an end, and I've basically learned a lot of things during the summer with the ability to be able to multi-app as well as maintaining, gotta get this right there, okay, maintaining what I'm doing. So shout out to all you guys out there. I hope you're doing great with the gig work. I hope you're staying on top of things, and I hope you're doing everything to the best of your ability. The one thing that I did learn this summer, especially with multi-apping, because normally I would do Walmart Sparks, DoorDash, and Grubhub, is that if you have a strong, solid market that has 2 Walmarts, 3 Walmarts, 4 Walmarts, try to work those Walmarts to the best of your ability. I've come to notice that by sticking with the Walmarts and keeping the miles very low, like 3 miles for $25 or 4 miles for $15, I've learned to be able to develop a system around it where I actually can just work Walmart and not even touch DoorDash and not even touch Grubhub. And I know this channel is about multi-apping and being able to manage several different apps at once. But Walmart seems to have been picking up very strongly. Now again, that's my market. I don't know what your market is. I don't know how many Walmarts or how many Sam's Clubs you have in your market. The basic stuff is still there. You know, getting to the Walmart, slow responses at different Walmarts, sometimes orders getting canceled. Those basic things are still there. That's not going to go away. But what I've learned is to use time as my friend. Okay, and how do I mean that? Well, basically right now I've come to realize that the best way to actually work this, especially if you're just working only Walmart, and why I'm only working Walmart is because DoorDash's payouts have been very, very low. And I've noticed that as I'm doing multi-apping, I've noticed that I have not been doing much of any DoorDash at all. At all. So if you put it like in a percentage, 95 to 98% of everything that I do right now is Walmart Sparks. DoorDash is very tiny and very little. But with the system that I have down, I'm able to generate income just from Walmart Sparks by being within a certain area and work in that area. Now, if you're lucky and you have good Walmarts in your area, even if it's 3 or 4 or Sam's Club, then definitely stay in those areas and work those areas. And if you set it up the right way with a good system, what I mean by system, I'm talking about taking the time. Like right now, I'm working 7 days a week. But traditionally in regular work jobs, when I work 7 days a week, I'm basically creating my own schedule where I have projections of how many hours I want to work per week, and I try to aim for those hours to the best of my ability, and I just allow the week to pan out naturally. By doing it that way, the only way you're going to make more money in anything with the gig economy is if you trade more time for money. Okay, that's the bottom line. That's the only way you're going to make more money. But you also don't want to burn yourself out. That's another thing. So you have to find a balance between what you do during the day, each individual day, and then set projections for yourself. For instance, if I have a projection that I can work 48 hours in a 7-day work week, in a particular work week that I can call my own, then I have a gauge that I can shoot for. Then what I do is I just take each and every single day and project how many hours I want to work for that day. For instance, today I had projected that I was going to work 3 hours if I'm going to go hang out with somebody. But since that person is not around, then I can increase those 3 hours to 6 hours and go hang out with another friend. Each day is different. Each day is not the same. So my work hours are based on projections of how many hours I can work each day, based on what I'm doing in that day. Okay? So, and you have to be very, very good at being very independent. You have to know how to plan things ahead. Everyone's different. I mean, some people have kids, some people have families. But if you take your market and you really look at it, really plan, and you give yourself a projection of how many days that you can put into the maximum amount you can possibly, okay, then you could tell how much money you can make. Now, slowly I've been increasing my income because slowly I've been increasing my hours, okay? Some days are good, some days are bad. You can't really predict if you're going to have a flat tire. You can't predict if your car is going to break down. You can't predict roadblocks. You can't predict the weather, okay? So each day is precious in your income building for that particular week. So you get a projection of how much hours you could work. Then you take those hours and break them down in a calculator and figure out, okay, I could work 6 hours today, 3 hours today. You base it around what you're doing for that week, okay? I normally see a friend on a Tuesday. Okay, good, I can work 8 hours on that day. Another thing is I've also been getting up very early. So I've been getting up and starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. This way, I can get the day done faster. Or if I'm going to do something in the afternoon, I can work 4 hours, and I work those 4 hours, and I'm done for the day, and I go do something else. Okay? Always remember that you want to calculate active time. What is active time? It's different for everyone. I do it based on a timer. So when I go to pick up a delivery, I then start my timer and I start working. And when I finish with my last delivery, I shut the timer off. And that is your active time. That's how much time you put in to make money. I'm very meticulous with that because I like to bring a level of order to the money that I make so that this way it flows naturally. I've been able to maintain great work-life balance because each day is very intentional. When you know each day what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, it flows naturally. Okay? And if my goal is to hit 48 hours, if I can hit 48 hours, that's great. But if I can't hit it, at least I know I'm going to hit above whatever hours I have for that particular week. Lately, I've been ranging at about 35 hours a week. I want to try to get up to 40, while maintaining work-life balance. So basically, you could say it's like I'm building my hours around what works for me and trying to get it up to a certain level to maintain myself, to maintain my bills, my expenses, while still seeing what other opportunities are out there. If you have a solid market and you know you can generate an income and you got a great car that's decent and you can go out there and do it. Make that income. This economy is not getting any better, okay? Inflation is still going up. Sometimes you just have to think outside the box. And even if the market is saturated, that's okay. If there's a saturated market, that means there's a powerful market. That means there's work out there. I'm out here right now doing this, and there's hundreds of drivers, okay? But if you bring order and structure to what you're doing and how you're doing it, and you go out and work it, you will make money. You will generate an income stream, okay? And then once you generate that income stream, you can then decide how much you want to keep going. Do I want to just work 35 hours? Do I want to work 40 hours? Do I want to work 48 hours? How can I balance that with my family, my friends, the people in my life. It is doable. It can be done. There's no excuses. I believe in you. And I know that if you set the time the right way, be your own boss, embrace that autonomy, and just make it work for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me comments below. Thanks for coming to my channel. I'm going to work on building more on these videos each week to the best of my ability. I hope you're getting value out of this, and I hope it's helping you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Have a great day.